today we're gonna paint an abandoned boat. So this is a 9x12 canvas, and I put the tape from top to bottom at 5.5 inches. So we are gonna use heavy body acrylics. However, you can use oils, the same colors in oils, or even craft paints if you want to. We're gonna put ultramarine blue, white, and turquoise. It's a big brush. This is a number 24. Let's put this extender on the canvas. And since you can see my paints, I'm going to fast forward this. If you have seen my video on Secret of Landscape, I have told you before that skies are darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. So that's what we're gonna do. I want to put darker. I'm going to clean my brush and I want to maintain that very turquoise in there. So let's take turquoise plus white. Okay, so this is a mop and I'm going to mop this. So I'm going to put this manganese blue hue in the water, and I'm going to also use the ultramarine blue, and I'm going to use the one that I had from yesterday. And I need some, I'm going to put some of the extenders so my paint doesn't dry. I'm going to use white in the water, and I'm going to start with the manganese blue hue, but in here it's going to have the ultramarine blue mixed in there. I'm gonna go very careful on this area, and I'm gonna do that section, and I will be right back. If it is easier for you, you can put a tape so that you can put that color easier. But now that I have that color, I'm gonna go to the manganese alone, and I'm gonna put this color now in the bottom. The remainder is going to be the manganese. Now that you have been base coated with the manganese blue at the bottom and the ultramarine blue plus manganese blue at the top, you're going to start doing lines. So I'm going to take manganese blue plus white and do lighter lines here and there. Probably will have to leave this boron dry a tiny bit before doing these lines, but I don't know if you can see that. And then you can make darker lines with the ultramarine blue plus the manganese, and you can make darker lines. It is already tacky. Then you can take just the manganese and then the manganese plus white. This is has some ultramarine blue, so I'm gonna clean it and put just the manganese plus white and do some lines like this too. Especially in the front is where you're gonna have the lightest lines. So play with this as much as you want, and let's do the next part. Burnt umber plus ultramarine blue makes like a purplish color, and white, that is going to make like a purple color, and we're gonna use that for the back mountains. In some areas you're gonna put white. Now if you can see that, and then in some areas you can add the maroon plus the white and highlight with and tint them with that, and then you can make a darker color adding more of the ultramarine blue and darken some areas. I'm blending now. The mountains at the front will have burnt umber. They have to be warmer, and let's start with burnt umber. And burnt umber is very transparent, so but let's start with burnt umber. We can highlight that with burnt umber plus white in some areas. If you don't see it, put more white, and you can darken it with burnt umber plus ultramarine blue, which makes black. Try not to bring more colors and mix with what the colors that you have. So I'm gonna finish with my mountains, and I will be right back. Now for this bottom part, I'm gonna make a mixture of, let's put it in here, titanium white, permanent maroon, ultramarine blue, and cameo orange. Let's start with the maroon. And let's put a tiny bit of the retarder in there. Let's put ultramarine blue, cadmium orange, and titanium white. Tiny bit more of the ultramarine blue. If this is a good color, mix the colors ahead of time. Okay, that's a good color. And then this color, I'm gonna start adding white. Let's add white. It needs more of the orange. I'm gonna put this color aside and mix another one with more of the orange and white. This is still not the color. Wow, I forgot to put the orange. Now it is too orange and too bright. Let's put a tiny bit of the ultramarine blue. I took some of these and added more to ultramarine blue, and then I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this and add more of the white. Going to start putting the colors on the bottom, and I'm gonna take also some burnt umber in here, and let's put also the burnt umber is so transparent. I'm not gonna put the extender, but I'm gonna start with the burnt umber plus this color, and I'm gonna put that color in the back, and then it gets lighter. And this is probably gonna be only base coat of these because we have to cover this canvas, and then later on we can put more texture in here. So I think I need more of the white. So I'm gonna have white also in here, and I'm gonna only do one side for you. I think I'm gonna put also some of the burnt umber, and I'm gonna use a bigger brush. And I'm gonna use some of the ultramarine blue because that way I can make a darker color, because burnt umber plus ultramarine blue makes black. Let's use the number 20. So let's make a darker color, and especially in this section next to the boat in here, that's cast shadow. The black color, the burnt umber plus the ultramarine blue, and I put it in here. And now I'm gonna go to the lighter color, and I'm gonna put it in whoops, I still have the black in there, so I'm gonna clip my brush and remove that black and white, and let's put that lighter color in here and in here. Blend it with that. Let's continue with that light color, and then the darker color. Touch my black, so I'm gonna put it back. If I'm putting a tiny bit of light in here, I'm blending it with there. That was probably too much. And I'm trying to combine these, but I want it darker next to the boat. Okay, so sometimes you pick the color that has the more orange and blend it in there. And sometimes you pick the darker color, marine blue plus black. Sometimes you have very dark colors, and sometimes it has lighter color. There gonna be a section of blue in here and in here, and also there's a section of blue here and here. So these 4 sections of blue will do a tiny section of the blue, and that's the ultramarine blue. There's a section of turquoise, and there's a section of white. These 2 sections of white, I have Tala turquoise, ultramarine blue, and white. And I'm gonna brush mix these colors. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of cadmium orange. Sometimes it is darker, sometimes it is lighter, sometimes you pick more of the ultramarine blue. Let's just do this small section in here so that I can show you, and you'll have to do them in sections. So let's pick up a tiny bit more of the white, and then tiny bit darker in here, but there's a line, white line, so let's put a tiny bit of burnt umber so that we can mix that with the white. I want to check there, tiny bit of the blue. So sometimes you see the blue, sometimes you just see dirty, because this is very dirty. Burnt umber plus white, and we're gonna do the line at the top. Then also in the bottom you need to put that line. So let's dirty that line a tiny bit. In some areas you can dirty it. So I'm dirtying it with burnt umber. And sometimes you can put more of the white and highlight. Notice that I have dirty brush. I have not cleaned my brush. So it's gonna be white, but it's gonna be mixed with other colors. Exactly the same, but instead of using the blue, you're gonna use turquoise, and it starts right after these. Let's use turquoise plus a tiny bit of the white, because turquoise is very transparent. Take some of the ultramarine blue with the turquoise and put some darker areas. Take burnt umber and put some burnt umber in here. Let's take the burnt umber plus the white. So I'm now lining with the burnt umber plus the white. Burnt umber plus white plus cadmium orange. And put some of these color in here. Sometimes you pick more of the burnt umber plus white. Just burnt umber. So let's see, burnt umber plus white. Tiny bit more of the white. So this is the one that is burnt umber plus white. And let's do only one. And sometimes you pick more of the white and you can highlight, and sometimes you can pick more of the orange or even the burnt umber. Let's put more burnt umber on the center, and you can also put some of the orange on that side, cadmium orange. For the sand, I'm gonna use a dumb round brush, and it's gonna be dry brushing, which you use a paper towel and dry brush. And for example, I can take some of the white plus burnt umber and a tiny bit of the orange. And I can take this color and start bouncing this color in here and make some highlights. Or I can also just take burnt umber and pound some of the burnt umber. And I can use other sizes of the round, not just this size, so that I can go in smaller places. And sometimes I can pick that burnt umber plus the black, plus ultramarine blue, and that makes black, and make some darker areas. Start turning this. You can take a liner and very dark color and start doing also darker sections. The same in here. And we're gonna do this with several colors, not only this one. And that one is burnt umber plus permanent maroon plus ultramarine blue. And I'm using a liner, but you can stipple this, spatter this, the way I have shown you how to spatter. But I didn't want to spatter the piece because then it will spatter also the top unless you cover it, and that's why I'm doing it this way. So now I'm going to go to another color. Before I do that, I'm gonna stipple a tiny bit this color some places. This is the medium color that we mixed yesterday. Put them in this cubby, they stay fresh. Start with the liner. Not put this color everywhere because this color is very light. Let's stipple this color a tiny bit. Okay, let's take burnt umber alone. Work on this area, and this area has the burnt umber plus white in a section. And what I did was that I put the lines darker, but I'm gonna try to avoid them. Then it has a lot of orange in here, and then let's take some of that burnt umber plus white, and the majority is this color. I'm gonna try not to cover my graphite lines. That's why I put them, I added them back as black lines so that it will not cover them. Do not cover your middle section either. Just fill in so that you have color. We're gonna put other colors in here, but trying to do this faster. There's a highlight in there. I will take some of that color that we just put in here and put it in here. This is burnt umber plus antique maroon, and I am going to shade underneath in here, and the same on the other side. I have this color, I'm gonna shade also this in here. So I am floating with burnt umber, and I'm gonna shade in here. I'm going to shade also the side that goes to the outside edge. That flow was not too good, so let's just put it, and we are going to highlight. Let's highlight a tiny bit with the white plus burnt umber, and we're gonna highlight in here, but we probably need more white. Let's highlight in here. Okay, we're gonna highlight this in here and in here. Now I'm gonna take some of that maroon, and I'm gonna start putting some of this color. I think I'm gonna use a liner, probably better. And let's put maroon plus burnt umber. And I'm gonna put a lot of dots and holes and both sides. Sometimes you can take also ultramarine blue and make it even darker. So this is basically continue doing the same, and this I will show you when I'm done, but I think I show you everything that you need to know. So this is the final piece. Thank you for joining me, and please remember that the line drawing will be in my Patreon page. Bye bye.